Hey guys, welcome to the Next.js tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm gonna teach you each and everything you need to know. And believe me guys, I guarantee you that if you watch this tutorial you get to know each and everything from beginner to pro, because I will explain in the easiest manner. So let's just get started. So what is Next.js? Next.js is a framework, okay? Then the first question comes up, why do we need a framework? We have a React app. Why do we need a Next app? Okay, we have React.js. Why do we need Next.js? Everything's working fine in Next.js. Okay, so the first thing, React.js is a library and Next.js is a framework. So then you'll be like, what's the difference? In React.js you can do each and everything by your own and using a library. Like you use React Router DOM, you install a third-party library and do navigation. In Next.js you can't do that. You have like file-based routing. You use file-based routing provided by the Next.js. So it means in a library of React.js you have to do everything by your own. In Next.js, which is a framework of React, everything is provided. You have to just manipulate and use the same code. It's damn simple guys. Okay, now if you open the first website, it will come the React framework. Okay, obviously, and it's Vercel means the company that has built the framework. Okay, and in this we'll study image optimization, SSG, SSR, incremental static generation, file-based routing, each and everything out. Okay, now what's the difference? So the first difference is SEO. So when you do in a Next app, you go for, let me go for the React app first. If you open page source, you can see div root is empty. Then you will be like, okay, open the inspect element and you get hold the data in the root. See, you are right. The difference is this page source is coming from the server. So server is sending you this page. After on the client side, on the browser side, we are like manipulating the DOM, or you can say inserting the data or populating the data in the website. So you are getting this page only from the website. So whenever the Google crawler comes, it comes get this page and checks, okay, this is empty, so it can't rank your website in SEO, because the page is getting rendered afterwards. It gets this much of data and all this data comes afterward on the client side rendering. So this is called CSR, client side rendering, because the data is getting populated on the client side and you are getting just a normal HTML boilerplate. Coming to the next app, if we go page source, you can see all the data has been come. So it means this all data came as an HTML from the server. So now whenever the, what do you say, this Google, whenever the Google tries to crawl, it will get all the data because everything came by from the server. Okay, so Google will get the data for crawling. So that's the basic difference in React and Next. So this is called, this Next.js part is called server side rendering, because it creates your HTML page on the server side only and then sends the HTML. Okay, so this becomes a server side rendering page and you get a hand on, what do you say, SEO. Now second part comes the speed. Third part comes speed. Speed is like when you are doing server side rendering, when your whole HTML data comes from the server, it's faster as compared to React, where your whole HTML is generated on the client side. Okay, because JavaScript generating HTML is much costlier. So if I show you, if I do a Control-Shift-R, you can see it's instantly coming, same code base. I haven't done anything change. Okay, coming fast. When you go to React app, you can see there you get a loading state that I have put in both the app, but in Next.js we don't get a loader. You can see we don't get a loader because it's so fast. So that's the basic difference, and there are a lot of other stuff. We're gonna look on how to do that in forward, you can say, tutorials. And there was one thing more guys, I just forgot. I don't know what was that. And if you go inspect, yeah, you're getting all the data. Yeah, you'll be like, okay, you are sending this HTML. This is okay, sorry guys, page source, you are sending this HTML which is called server side rendering, and here you are also sending the HTML but a little empty, and you are calling a client side rendering, obviously because here everything is done on the server only and you get the app, okay, or the data, but here you get only the smaller boilerplate. So that's why we call it client side rendering, because you're just getting a normal boilerplate, all the data is getting in the client side only inside the div root. That's why we call it client side rendering. Okay guys, so I know it's a bit much for the first part, but in later part we're gonna see it very much easy in a very clear way. Thank you guys. Okay guys, now we'll see how to create your first Next.js app. So basically you should have like Node.js installed, so that's basic, you already know. So you can just download the LTS version. LTS means long-term support, and I don't prefer the current version, any error may come up. Then any of the text editor like like VS Code or any ID, Notepad, whatever you think like, but I'll prefer VS Code, like that's the standard. So you can just go to code.visualstudio.com and just download. Okay, normal installation, you already may be using it. Now we'll go to folder after you have installed every next Node.js and everything. So we'll say npx create, and here normally we do react dash app, and the app name will be like my app. Okay, so this is for creating a React app. In here we'll just change React to next, create next app. Okay, then here app name, and we are using npx to not make it installed globally, and we have done. So depending on your system speed and internet speed, it can take up to like 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, so till the time it's getting installed and being ready, I'll just pause the video. So guys, it's been completed. So you can see the my app folder has been created, and these are the files. So we'll go to folder structure afterwards. Firstly, we will run the app. So for running, you can just do yarn dev also. So basically now people started using yarn instead of npm, or you can also do npm run dev, whatever you feel like. I'll just do yarn dev. Okay, or let the npm run dev only. So yarn should be installed globally in if you are want to make it work. Now we got the localhost 3000, it's running basic, just a React app, how React app runs. Now if I just put this here, and we got the Next.js app. Okay, so now let me open it with code editor and show you how to change few stuff. So in the next part we'll go through each and every folder and stuff, how this work. Okay, so welcome page, oh I don't need this welcome page on startup literally. Okay, so we can go to pages, and there is the index.js file. So this is the first file which gets rendered on your system. Okay, the same way in React we have a app.js. Okay, if you open here, a lot of data is here. So you can say this was welcome to Next.js. So here we can just say my first app. Okay, I may messed something. Okay, there is hype. Okay, this is a whole anchor tag. Yeah, so I can just say my first, oh god, yeah, my first Next.js app, and we got the app. Okay, now this is a one page. Okay, so this page will get rendered every time you open the domain name or the base URL. So how to make it as a component, I have deleted everything, so we can just make a function. Function name will be index because it should match the file name. Now we'll just say return, and here will be an h1. We can say my first next.js app, and it should be export default index. So same as React, it should be exported default. Now if you save it, Now here we made a component, now we are exporting it. Okay, and we'll reload. See, my first Next.js app. So we got our first Next.js app. Okay, very easy. Just create a component and just export default. And you can see we don't have to use React Autodom or anything. Okay, we won't use in future also. And now this is your first step. Now in the next part I'll show you like all the folder structure, like what is this, what is that. Okay, each and everything. So guys, yeah, that's it in this part, guys. Hey guys, now we'll see the folder structure of Next.js. So that's pretty much easy. So let me just make it a little bigger. So this is .next. So folder. So this folder is basically when you build your production app, like npm run build or next run build or whatever. When you build the app, so then this folder is created. Okay, you don't have to basically touch this folder. Whatever it is, it's done by the Node.js and Next.js only. So you don't have to touch anything in this .next folder. Okay, then comes the node modules folder. So that's very basic. When you install any libraries, then that comes up. Okay, we'll go to pages afterwards. Then we have public folder. So previously in public folder we have in React index.html and all that stuff, but here we don't have that many stuff. Okay, here we just have public folder just for sharing files. Okay, or the images and all. Okay, so we can put everything here. Then we have styles. Then the first style is global.css. So as the name suggests, we can just do the global CSS, like all the text color should be black on all the pages. So that can be done with global.css. Then we have home.module.css. So Next.js supports module CSS. So basically what is home.module.css? So basically home is the page name, then .module.css. So basically every page has its own CSS. So in here we can make every page its own CSS. So suppose we have about CSS, so we can make about.module.css. Okay, then we have ESLint rc.json. So it's just basically to show errors and all if you are writing code, just to make your code much more effective, nothing much. Then .git ignore. So it's for already from ignoring the files from pushing it to GitHub. So you can see here we have taken the .next also, because that is also not required to be shared. It just when you build the app or run the app, it will just being created. Okay, and the build folder also, and yeah, node modules folder also. Then we have Next.js configuration. You can do a lot of Next.js configuration. Suppose here strict mode is enabled, it is enabled. Okay, then we have package.json. Here we just tell the dependencies. We have install next, react dom. Then script, if you do next step, development world will open, the next start, then next build, next lint. Okay, then readme, obviously the readme file. Then yarn.log is basically package log.json. It's nothing different. Okay, now we'll go to the pages folder. So here we have APIs. So APIs folder is basically for creating API on the server side. So it's nothing if you are building something in the front end, any app in Next.js. So you don't have to require API. You can just read it also. It is not required at all. Then we have index.js. You already know this folder is the entry point of your website. So whenever you open the domain name or the base URL, this page will be served. Okay, then we have _app.js. So this is the main entry point of your file. So in React, the entry point was index.html. Okay, from index.html only all the files and like pages will be served. But here _app.js is the main entry point. Okay, after you start from you do just like next start, it will come to _app.js only. Now here we are taking props as a component and page props, then returning back. This is also a component. Then you will be like, how am I seeing this page when there is nowhere written, okay, return this index.page or anything like that. So basically what happened, we are receiving this component, page props and returning components. So this is these pages only. So this _app.js will receive this index.js folder file app about.js file. So these files we received in this your app component only, and it will be written. Nothing rocket science, very simple, nothing much. And this is also a component. And here you can see there's a global css. So if you import global css here only, it will be effective in each and every pages. Now suppose this is running the index.js. If I delete this file, it won't run anymore because index is the main file, is the main opening file. See 404, this page could not be found. Now if I go to pages and bold index.js, and here I can just do rfce, I can say index page. Okay, see we got the index page. So this is how it works. Okay guys, so in the next part I'll show you how to do file based routing, or basically how to create pages. Go to /about page / contact us page, every page how to build in Next.js. So that's it in this part guys. Hey guys, now we'll see how to do a file based routing in Next.js, or you can say how to do routing. So basically you have pages folder. So inside this you just create any URL you want to. Okay, suppose I want a about page, so you just say about.js. That's it, just put a about.js file in pages folder. We can delete this API folder, I mean not needed. So we'll just create a about.js. Now I told you it's a page. In index we are creating a, what do you say, this component. In about.js also we have to create a component. So we'll say function about, and this, and we'll say return, and we'll have a h1, and we'll say this is a about page. Okay, sorry guys, and as export default about. Okay, now we'll save it. So now our about page is ready. So if I go here, this is the index page. Now if I put a / about, boom, we got the about page. See how easy it is. If I make a contact us.js, now here I can just say rfce, I mean just remove the react part, not needed, and I will say here h1, and it will be contact us page. Save it, and we can just go to contact us. Boom, we got the contact us page. If you go to base, it will be the base. Okay, base index.js. So let me make it h1 also, because it's the only one which is in small. See, so easy. So it supports file based routing. Just create the file name in your pages folder, and it will be served as a, you can say, URL. Okay, it's so easy. Now suppose you have this about page. Now suppose I make the A capital. Maybe I make the A capital. Export default A capital about page. Outer is small case, no problem. Inside I have made it the like capitals. So if I go to about page, boom, working, no problem. If I make everything capital, supposingly ABOUT about, ABOUT about, okay, save it, refresh, working fine, no problem. What if I change the name of the function? I say about 123, and here also about 123. Okay, save it, reload. See, totally working fine, no problem. So your component function doesn't have to be same as the file name. Okay, it can be anything, whatever you feel like, but the basic is like it should be same as the file name, because that helps us like in, I mean in working and all. Okay, now suppose this about, I change this file to capital letter. Now my A will be capital. Okay, previously it was small, now I made it capital. About.js, go here, reload, 404. Okay, we made a capital. Now try with capital A. Boom, error. See, automatic, it's making it small only, my browser. So this part should be in small letters. Keep remember that. Okay. So I think you got how to create basically these routes. Now suppose I want, so this is index.js, you know, the main entry point. I want slash blog. Suppose I have a blogging website, slash blog and blog 1 blog 2. Okay, how do I do that? Because here I can just give only one slash about, I can't give slash this. Okay, whatever it is, how do I do that? So very simple, guys. Just put a pages, in the pages pick a new folder and name it whatever you want to name. So I want it to be named as blogs. Okay, so it will be slash blogs. Okay, so now if I go to slash blogs, completely empty. Why? Because this is a blogs folder, but there are no any file. So for the first file, you can name it as index.js. Okay, so this will be the always the entry point of your blogs. Okay, so if I just make it rfce, and here I can just say blog. So now you see we got the blogs. How? I told in the blogs folder. Okay, so blogs folder, the blogs will become a sub URL. See, this became a sub URL. Inside that, serve the page. Okay, this page got served. So it'll be like, okay, I will have created pages like blogs directly, then also it will be same. Yeah, but this is being served as a blogs index page. Now we can just create any other page also inside it. So we'll say blog 1 dot blog health, maybe health.js. Now I can just do rfce, remove this, blogs health. Now the base of the blogs will serve the same index.js, but if I go to blog health, if I go to blogs slash blog health, see, we got the blogs health part. See how is easy it is. We got blogs health. So same way we can just put blogs maybe blog personal.js. Same way whatever we are doing here, and we'll change it to personal. Now if I go here to blog personal, we got some error. Okay, this is not change. Yeah, export default. See, we got a personal blog page. So we have created a base, we can say a sub URL for blogs. So it will always come to blogs, then whatever page have you written, then it will be served, otherwise the index.js. But what if you write the wrong name, that page is not present, okay, inside that, okay, then it will be a 404 error. But if you do nothing, it will serve the index folder, index file of blogs. Okay guys, I think that is pretty much clear. But suppose I want a dynamic URL, maybe there is a new folder I'll create. I will just create a folder, so that will be called maybe what do I say, name anything. I will be like blogs. So in blogs we'll suppose pictures, okay, I mean blogs only. Okay, let blogs only, or blogging. Okay, yeah, blogging will be okay. Okay, we come to blogging, but inside blogging I want to create a dynamic URL. So anyone can come and write slash they can write slash health, they can write slash personal, so that will not be present, so that will be dynamic. How do we do that? Okay, so inside this we can just create a new file and we can just name it anything. So this should be in square bracket, so I'll say type. Okay, maybe anything you want, type. Okay, type and dot js, so it will be square bracket both the side, then in between type, then dot js. Save it, we got it. Now we'll create a functional component. Obviously this will not be there. Okay, now we'll say h1. Now we'll say type of blogging. So if I go to personal, I get a 404 error. Oh, sorry, we are inside blogging. Yeah, blogging slash personal type of blogging. Okay, so we are getting whatever we write, that page will be served. But if we don't write anything, then it won't be served, because I have put if someone writes something, then this page will be served. Or you can just put the index.js if you want that page to be served in blogging. So we can put here rfce, and this will be like h1 index page of blogging. Save it, and you can see index page of blogging. But if you put a slash and write something, then this page will be served. Okay, this page. Okay, but now the condition is this page is being served, but how do I get the data? I mean, maybe someone is writing health, someone is writing blogs, finance, whatever. I want to show data regarding that, so we can just import use router from next router. Then we'll go to function, we'll say constant router equals to use router, and here we'll say constant type. So yeah, type equals to router.query dot, and here it will come the type, and here we'll just say type. So typically we are taking the data from the router.query type. Why is called type? Because here you have given type only, so it will show type. Okay, now this will come or like automatically. Why this use router? Okay, see now whatever you like. So if I say health, we got the health, we got personal. So you can fetch the data from API or whatever, wherever you want. Personal, you can say income came here. But if you don't want to destructure it, you can just do router.query.type, and this should be same as this only. Okay guys, now you can just say constant type directly also. Okay, so this variable name can anything, type 123, type 123. Okay, see, perfectly working fine. But make sure this is equal to this file name. If I make type 123, then that will be a null. See, nothing comes because it can't find that data. So it should be same as the file name, especially if you are using this nested dynamic routing. Okay, see, so easy. So I think this is all about routing in Next.js. You can create your routes, index route, and okay, you can say child routes, and this dynamic routes, everything you can create pretty much easily. And suppose if you want slash blogging, and inside there also you want to slash health folder, inside health you want to say kidney.js, maybe a stomach, maybe you want to give health about your stomach, so you can just put a rfce, and you can just put a h1. This is a stomach health route. So now how it will work, tell me guys. basically how it will work. Firstly, you have to go to /blogging folder. So it will be base URL /blogging, then /health, then /stomach. Okay. If you just stop at /health, nothing will appear because we don't have index.js. If you want something to appear at health only, we have to create index.js folder. Oh, sorry, file. Now, if I come here, if I just make blogging /health, we got health. So how are we getting health? Okay, yeah, it's directly coming to, obviously this is dynamic route, so it's coming here. Okay, into type. So if I say what do I say? Stomach. See, these are stomach health route. So this file is being served. Okay, and by default it's not picking health, it was directly picking this as a dynamic route. Because this is, I made a dynamic route. Okay, so this was all about file based routing, guys. So I think you got each and everything about how to do this stuff and how to use file based routing. Thank you, guys. Hey guys, now we'll see how to build a components in Next.js. Basically, we'll build a navbar and show you how to use navbar as a component and switch between pages. And for that, we're gonna use link tag. So instead of anchor tag, we're gonna use link tag, which is provided by Next router. Okay, so these things we're gonna see. So let's get started and show you a demo. So for component, we should have a folder. I mean, folder name is not required, but basically normally people name it components only. You can make any name XYZ, and this folder is also not required. You can put directly file here also. But anyways, now here I'll build a new file which will be called navbar.js. So basically this is not a page, so I can put a capital letter. So I have built a navbar.js and I'll just return from this navbar. I will just make it capital, so that will be easy for me also. And h1, which will show me navbar. Okay, so here I have made a components folder. Inside that there is one component navbar, and I'm returning just navbar in h1 tag. I'll go to index.js and I'll import the component name is navbar. So I'll say navbar from, so where it is, so it's 2 times dot means one step back. So now we'll go to components, then we'll go to navbar. Okay, yeah, so we got navbar. Now to render it, I will just remove this h1. I will just say navbar and a self closing one. Okay, save it. Boom, guys, we got a navbar in the index page. Okay, but with the navbar I want to go to about page, home page. Okay, so you can see r/about page is ready and home page is also ready. So how do we go there? So what we'll do, in this navbar only, I'll build a basically a ul tag. Okay, and here firstly I'll just remove li. Yeah, now firstly I'll make li for home, then there's li for about. Okay, there are 2 pages only for us, home, about. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll put a, now it will be an anchor tag. Let me see whether it's working or not. If you go to base page, yeah, so we got a home page, about page. Okay, now if I want to go, so I can just say put anchor tag here, control X, control V, and remove this. So I have enclosed in a anchor tag. You can see li anchor tag, li anchor tag. If I see it here, so it's home, about, normal. Okay, now I'll put the hyper reference. So I'll just say hyper reference equals to /home. So this is a home page, so I'll say /home, and this will be a /about because this is a about page. If I reload, So we got the home page, about page. Okay, now if you go here, you can see every time we'll click, it's reloading the page. You can see, click, reloading the page. See, so this reload doesn't happen because they're single page application. So what's happening, basically whenever you're clicking here, so it's basically putting this into the browser like this only. In the URL it's putting like this and then going. Okay, so it's same like you are entering manually. So we have to don't make it refresh. Okay, so for that we'll use something called an link. Okay, so we'll say import link from next/link. We imported that, so now we'll wrap this anchor tag in link tag. Okay, I'll say link, I'll put a cross. Now anchor tag in wrapped in link tag. Again link tag. Now we have wrapped with the link tag. So if I go here and reload, so it's giving me error, failed prop type, the prop hyper reference expect a string. So it's saying this hyper reference is required in link tag. So whenever you gonna use link tag, you have to use hyper reference. So instead of giving this in anchor tag, I'll just cut it from here, paste it here, cut it from here, paste it here. See, save it, reload. Now if I go to home, see, not the page is not reloading, it's properly working fine. See, now the second problem comes up. This is a nav bar. I want to show in like home page also, because someone wants to go to home page after like someone is home page, then want to go to about page, then want to index page. So how they'll go? Okay, this is our index page, main page. Okay, for that what we'll do, instead of rendering here, I will just write this as index page. So this will be our index page. If I show you, see index, so I will just wrap this in h1. See index page. Now we'll cut it from here, navbar, because not required. I'll go to this main entry file because all the components are rendered from here only. So I will firstly make it an open closing tag. Okay, now I will just put a nav bar here. So before that we have to import, sorry guys, so we'll say import nav bar from /component/navbar. Now here I will just say nav bar and this. Okay, we are done. Now if I again refresh, something happened. Navbar why this coming? Okay, this sorry guys. I think we have to wrap this in div instead of just react fragment. So I'll just return now with this. Yeah, now it looks good, I think, because this is not lighter color. Save it. So now if I go here, okay, yeah, so we got it. So now this will be everywhere. Now you don't have to like paste this component everywhere. So now we can go to home page, about page. Now we can add just index page also here. So I'll just go to index page. I will just copy this whole stuff, and you know this is the index, and you know about index page, it's on the base route. See, now if I go here, home page, about page, index page. So every time you are getting a nav bar which is constant because you have rendered in the top app.js file, which will always be there, and components will keep on changing here. Okay, so now one nav bar will be fully available. See, totally very good. You can just easily do that. Now suppose from about page, I mean, you already got the nav bar. I don't think you need a button to go to home page or something like that. Suppose you need a custom button, maybe return back to home page. So in the index page only, or maybe I'll put in about page to go to home page. Okay, so I can just import link here also. From next link. Now I can just say here in h1 only, I can just say link hyper reference slash about. Yeah, it was right. about about. And let me put an anchor tag about. Yeah, if I save it, so it's in the home page. So I have created another link. So how many link you want to create, you can. So it was in the home page. I go to, oh, let me go from here. Why will I go from here? I go from here, home page, and this is the link. Okay, I can just easily click. So it's basically in h1, so that's why it's showing like this. I can go to this page. Okay, so see how much easy it's you to use a link tag and building components. Now if you just paste this, let me remove this link. I mean, it's looking so bad. If you paste yeah, this nav bar multiple times. Oh, sorry, what happened? See, we got so many of times. See, this component got rendered again and again. Now suppose you want to build a custom component for your page. So you have a home page. Now you want to build a custom component for your home page. So you can just, I can just make a home.js, and here I'll just build a component function home return. I can just write h1. This is a custom component for home. Okay, I will say export default home. Simple. Now in the home we have to import that. Now I can just remove the link. Firstly we'll say import component name from, we'll go to components, then slash home. See, everything's fine now. Home is totally available here, slash home. See, everything fine. Now as soon as I remove this home, return h1 home, I can just write home, because this is now a component home. Save it. This is a custom component for home. So you can build in custom component. Now if you go to any other route, it won't be there. It will only be in home route. So that's more of a React thing, you already know. And this you can also make it self-closing or like a tag also. So there is not much difference. See, this is a custom component for home. So this was it about building, how to build links and components and navbar in Next.js, guys. Thank you. Hey guys, now we'll see how to build custom error pages in Next.js, and also how to redirect from there after a few seconds, or maybe by clicking a button to like go back to home page. So let's go for it. So you can see we have pages. So we have home page, about page. Oh, my is yeah, it's not running, guys, sorry. So we got about page, we got home page, but the problem is I mean, if someone write like this wrong route, it's going to 404, the page could not be found. Okay, we have a navbar in the top because I have already told you in the underscore app.js I have globally made the navbar available. But I want to build a custom one because how do I do? Because I don't want to show this user. Okay, so how can I make? So because here you can see there is no way I can make. So what we do, we just make a new file 404 Next.js. That's it. Now whenever you write a wrong route, it will redirect to this page 404.js. Make sure the name is correct. So you can see RFCE, and I can, instead of 404, I can just make this as an error page. Save it. Now every time you go here, any wrong route, you will get an error page. So let me just redesign it a little bit. H1, and I will put in center, and this will be also an H1. See, we got an error page, and here we can just say page not found, or whatever you wanna write. I mean, it's your wish. Error page not found. It's like that. So whenever you write a long route, it will come here. So I want to go to /company. Oh, not present. If I want to go from here, these pages are currently working fine. But if I write the wrong route, it will end up here. But I want to give a user a button, so here he can click in between, go to main page. Okay, like that. Maybe the index page. So this was our index page. Go to index page. So for that, we can just create a button. I can just put this in span. Okay, closing. Now put a br tag. Now I'll make a button which will say go back to main page. Okay guys, now if I go to any other route, it will show me go back to main page, but it's not working still. So what we'll do, we'll say on click button, on click. So you already know like React.js, I think, and here I just say console.log button got clicked. Okay, let me make a little smaller. Yeah, button got clicked. Now if I come here, go to inspect element console, and if I make it okay, it's be yeah, if I click here, see button got clicked. So we are clicking button on click event. Now we'll say here, we'll import router. You already know router. Import use router from next/router. Okay, now here we'll create an instance of it. We'll say constant router, we'll say use router. Okay, normal. Now here we'll say router dot push. So what this push means, I am telling to router to put a URL here. Okay, so I'll say slash, that's it. Okay, and if I save it, now you can just close that, go to main page. See, going to main page directly. If I write it slash maybe about, it will go to about page. See, so whatever you will write, it will go to slash that. But you want to make it go to any other website, just write that https://google.com, save it, and you are redirected to google.com. Okay, so, and if you want to go to main page, just push the single slash. See, currently working fine. But instead of this push, we'll make something called a function, and we'll say handle click. Okay, now this click will, what it will do, this click will just copy this part, cut it. This click will do the same stuff. Okay, now we have to call the function which will be called handle click. Okay, so instead of writing here, we are just calling a function, so that will be pretty much easy. Oh, sorry guys, it will be like constant handle click. Yeah, so now if I go to main page, HEND handle click router dot push. It's not working, guys. I don't know. Let me check. Okay, I have to do. Yeah. See, now it's going perfectly fine. So whenever you go to a wrong route, so this was my route. If I go to back to main page, I can just go easily to any page. Okay. Now, suppose a user came here, but he's doesn't want to click and want to go away. We have to redirect them after like 5 seconds after reading this error page not found. Go back to main page. Like 5 seconds are enough, and I want to redirect the user after 5 seconds. So what I'll do, I'll say import use effect. Now we'll just make a use effect stuff. You'll say use effect, and it will run only once. And I'll say set timeout, and here I'll just say router dot push to index page, and the timeline will be like around I will say 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, and there's so much of hosh posh came here, bro. Then this then we want to close this, then comma, then 5000 seconds. Yeah, so now I have a put a set timeout. After 5 seconds, automatically this will be pushed. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, so if I go back to this route, any wrong route, we'll wait for 5 seconds. If the user is not doing anything by clicking going back to main page, it will automatically go. See, show you again. And it will directly go to main page after 5 seconds. But if he clicks instantly error page, okay, it will go directly, and still he has access to the navbar. If we go wrong also, he can just directly go, okay, wrong page, I want to go about page. Yeah, that also will work. So this was about error page, on click, automatic redirecting, and every stuff. Yeah, so that's it in this part, guys. Thank you. Hey guys, now we'll see like how to use CSS in Next.js. So basically there are 4 ways to use CSS in Next.js, and it's a little bit different. Few ways which are in React.js but not supported in Next, and it applies in a very different way. So let's just get started. So if you go to styles folder, you'll find one global.css. So this name suggests, so this you will get by default. Global.css means it will apply to the whole website, each and every page, each and every component. So this is by default, and you can see this CSS is being imported into this import dot styles slash global.css into the underscore app.js, the main entry point of your Next.js. So suppose I remove all of it. Okay, no problem, and it's currently look like this. See, and I'm on suppose index page. Okay, this is my navbar, and I'm on my index page. Okay, so now if I say dot bag, so I given a like class name, or basically what I can do, I can put a asterisk, and this applies, this means the whole body. And here I'll say back color should be yellow. So color yellow means text color should be yellow. So let's just save and see, and you can see it's all yellow. Okay, now if we want to make it like any, like this color, maybe this, or yeah, this, or maybe this. Okay, save it. Now this has been changed to this color. I don't know what this color is. So and now you go to any of the component or page, see all of my component, home component, about component, index component, all are having the same. Now and if I go to any wrong route, so maybe this is a wrong route, 404 page, so my 404 page color also been changed. Okay, now it will redirect me. Yeah, because I have put a redirect on 404 page. Okay, so this is what about global, like whatever you do here, it will affect all of the what do you say, as website. Now come to the page css, or you can say component css. So suppose I want to have a css in this component. Okay, or sorry, page. I want css for this page. Okay, so Next.js support module css. So what we'll do, we'll build a file which will called about.module.css. okay, so this about the page name and the module.css. See, it's not required the component name and should be same as the style file name. Okay, it can be anything. So I've just put about, so it can make any sense. I have put it here. Now what I'll do, I'll make a class, I'll say yellow. Okay, now I will make the color yellow. So yeah, my text color will be yellow for this about module.css. okay, now for this page I have to import also. You can see if I go to about, text color is this only. I want to make it yellow. What I'll do, I'll go to about, I'll say import styles from dot slash and my styles, then about module.css. okay, now let's just check. Still not happened. Then you'll be like, you haven't given the class name. Here the class name is yellow. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll see it's not working. Oh sorry, some error came. What has happened, guys? Styles. If I'm putting this error coming. Okay, I save it. Fine. Now if I'm importing styles from one page back pages, I've gone to styles, then about.module.css. okay, the oh sorry, spelling mistake, guys, sorry, and it will be module. Okay, not modules. Okay, now see, perfectly fine, but the color hasn't been changed because you have given the class yellow. So make sure it should be module.css. okay, now what I'll do, I'll just give a class name yellow. Now it should work probably. Let's just check. Boom, it's not working. Why? Because in Next.js, is if you are importing from a module css, you have to write in a different way. Now here we'll say in JavaScript. Okay, now we'll say styles dot, and the class name is dot yellow, and we'll say dot yellow, and now we'll check. We got a yellow. See how easy it is. Okay, or maybe we'll just change it to a div so I can show you much better. So this goes for components pages. If you are building a module css, it will work like that. Okay, and this should be like this. Okay, yeah. Now suppose I want any other class, so I will say h2. This is a simple text. So this is a simple text. Now this global color has been applied. Now I want here the color dot blue. So I'll just say color blue. Okay. Now we'll have class name equals to styles dot blue. Now this class name will be applied here. You can see the color text is this. Okay. Now suppose there are two classes. Now you made it blue, then there is another class which has a font size. Okay, maybe font only, font size 50. Okay, you have a class font dash size dash 50 which reflects font dash size to 50 px. Save it. Now how do you apply two classes? Okay, that's a strange question. So we'll have a h1 again, two classes, just like two classes. Okay, now we'll add blue also and this font size 50 also class. For that, what we'll do, we'll say class name is equals to, we'll build firstly like string literals, we'll say dollar, and here we'll say styles dot blue, then again space dollar styles dot font dash size dash 50. Okay, now save it. Now see, it's, you are writing in JavaScript, so it's becoming like a string. Okay, argument, so it's putting acting as a minus. So if you go here, you say, you'll see error. So what to do when you have a class name like with this dash? So just do one thing, just put it here back to whatever it was, and just put into like this. Okay, now save it. Now font size is 50 and the color is blue. Now suppose you have a normal only font may be written and you have a font size of 50 here also. Okay, now we'll say h1 font of two classes. Okay, now here we'll say class name string literals and we'll say dollar styles dot blue, then dollar styles dot font. Okay, now we don't require to write like this because there are no dash, like a normal string only. So now if I save it, see, now font of two classes. Okay, now this time the font size was 50. Make it pixel, let me, yeah, see, 50 pixels, the same font size. Okay, so this is also the way you can do it, which is called a module css. Now you can have a different name. See, if I'm making a capital but here a was small, so name doesn't matter. Here you can import like this also, styles, and here you have to do like this also. Okay, so you can do like this also, but it should be like dot modules dot css. Okay, now suppose I want to build for home. Okay, home page. If I go to home, let me go from here home. Now here also I will just make a file which is called home dot module. Okay, there's already been created by which is called JavaScript or Next.js only. So here I will just say dot font, and here we'll say font size 50 px. Okay, normal. Now we'll go to home. Now this is a component I'm importing, not the css. Now we'll import css. Import styles from dot slash style slash home dot module dot css. Now here what we'll do, we'll just wrap this up in a div. Now here I'll just say class name equals to styles dot font. Reload. So this is a custom component for home. So we got this css. So every component or page can have its own module css. Now this was the Second way, one we set the global one, which was here and imported in the underscore app.js. Another we set home modules one. Okay, home modules or about modules. Now there's third way, which is called inline, that you already know, I think. So if I go to home and here I can just apply, let me go to where I am, about page. Okay, let me go to about page only, and here let me create one more class, sorry, one more text. So I'll say this is a random text. Reload. This is a random text. Now here I can just say style equals to, and then you have these braces. Then here whatever you want to, like the way you do in React, it's called inline css. So here we'll say font, not if you have this, so it will be converted, sorry, if you want to write font size, it will be font capital S, it will be like this. Okay, then you write like 50 px, oh it will be in 2 times. Yeah, so you'll, it will be like font capital S IZE font size. See, it's got 50 px. Now I'll change the color, I will change it to black. It's got black. Now I want to change background color, then I will say back GROUND background. Now color will have a dash. Now it's a another text, so I'll use capital COLOR color and will make it pink. See, it's got pink color at the background. So this is the inline CSS. Now there is a third way also, which I'll show you in home only. Let me go to back to home, which is called the Jsx way. So here what you can do, in this, inside this, you just put a style tag the way you put in normal HTML, and in the ending of style tag of the first tag just write JSX. Okay, curly braces open close. Now here put parenthesis like this, sorry, string literals, and here you can write the directly the CSS. This is will be called internal CSS. Now internal JSX CSS, I'll say I want to change the color, so I'll say color blue, and we have to tell the class name also. So in home we have a dot font. Okay, so we'll say dot font, save it. Yeah, so we got style JSX, curly braces, string literal dot, here we'll write all of the classes, and we'll see it hasn't been changed. So we'll, because font was class name here and we have started afterwards. Okay, so we'll cut from here, make another div, this, now put it here. Okay, I think this data is coming from somewhere else. Let me write hey, and why the color hasn't been changed, dot font. Let me make it as a div. Okay, I think the class names are being overriding, because here also I will make it font too, or I can just say make it color too, COLOR color. Yeah, color will be okay. And here I'll just say class name is equals to color. Now we don't have to do styles dot, because you are directly writing in here. Okay, we'll say class name color. See, it's gone blue. Here now we'll say font size, or here inside here also we can say font dash size 50 px. See, it hasn't been bigger. Font size 50 px. I think something is overwriting dash important. Let me check the font size of this data. Yeah, 50 px important is written. Let me small. I think it's h1, that's why not working. Maybe let me change it to span. Why it's not working, guys? Font size 50 px. That's such a good thing to me. Why it's happening, guys? Class name, hey, span, div font, this font, I have a font size. Okay, it's already 50 pixel because here was a 50 pixel of this class, and again I'm doing just 50 pixels. So let me make it 150. Boom, we got it so much bigger. See, so you can write in a JSX mode also. Then you don't have to put styles dot because you are writing in right here. Just put the class name. Now if I have another class, maybe color 2, here I will change the color back to yellow, color red maybe, and then I'll say color dash 2, change to red color. See, so these are the ways you can use CSS in Next.js. Thank you, guys. Hey guys, now we'll see how to use image tag in Next.js. So basically Next provide its own image component which makes loading of image faster and reduces the size of the image also during build time. So let's just see it. So if I want to use normal images, so we'll put in the public folder. So currently just download some images. So I'll say images like normal, go to images. I'll download this image. Okay, save image as, and will save as 1, so that will be for easy for me to write. And I go wherever my data is saved and paste in the public folder. I mean save in the public folder. So our file got saved. Now to access it, what we'll do, we'll say, maybe let me just put this. Yep. Now I'll just say underscore image tag, normal image tag, and I'll say source equals to, we'll say slash. So slash means this public folder. So all your code assets will be in public folder. So slash means public folder. And then we have a file called 1.jpg, guys. Save it. And we got the image. See how easy it is. But it's the normal HTML way. Okay, so it's showing some error also saying do not use image tag, use image from next image instead. So it's by default VS Code showing you do not use that. Okay, so now how to use that? So for that we'll import image from next/image. Okay guys, normal. Now same image I will put like this, like a component. Now here we'll have a source. Here also we'll do 1/jpg. Okay, save it, and it will give us an error. What? Image with src source must use width and height or layout fill. Okay, so either you have to get width and height or use layout fill. Either use both of them, with height or use layout fill. Either one of the stuff you have to use. So firstly we'll give height and width. Height equals to, I'll say 100. Width also I'll say equals to 100. Okay, see, now we'll save it, and again if using relative image it must start with the leading slash or be absolute URL. Okay, see this slash gone automatically. Yeah, So we got this image also. That's so small image, guys. Okay. Now, if you don't want to give height and width also, use layout fill. Okay. So I'll remove both of stuff. I'll say layout fill. Now it has filled your whole system. Okay. It has covered whole system. So I'll better remove it. Okay. Now it's okay. Now if you want to change the properties, you can just give a class name also. Okay. Class name this and do whatever you want to do in this. Okay. And you want can give alternative also, like this is a tree. Okay. So let me post this alternative here also, because this image tag is showing error. I think here I have to give height and width also. Let it be. Now if I Google next image, so there are a lot of other options also. You can see, you can just explore that also. Firstly, source. Normally you can in source you can give the URLs also. Width, height, I have already shown you. Optional props. See, intrinsic, scale down to fit width of container up to image size. Okay, so it's the scaling, so it can scale down your image. Okay, then fixed, it will be fixed. Obviously, responsive, how much responsive you want according to the screen size, width and all. Fill, it should fill up. Okay, so you can just try on. There are a lot of key value pairs you can just try. Okay, then there's something called quality. Okay, so quality you can give like normally next image uses 70% of the quality, so I can define how much quality I want. I want 100% quality because it's very important pick. Okay, so you can use that also, because you can't see much, but that's it. But if you want to load image faster, you can use 20 quality 20, but by default it's 70. Okay guys, but I want 50 only quality. Okay, see, you won't see much changes, so you can have it. Let me do percentage here. Okay, or I can just do 100 px, 100 px, or I can just do 500, 500. Yeah, so you can change the quality based on your type, how much quality you want. Basically I use somewhere because I wanted to. Other than that, it's on your own will. Then you have a priority. When true, the image will be considered high priority and preloaded. Okay, when there's some important image, maybe your image company logo on the Navbar, that's an important part, so you can just put a priority true. Lazy loading is automatically disabled for images using priority. I think you already know lazy loading as you are studying Next.js. So default is false, so you can just put priority equals to true. I mean, you can't see here because when the image is large. Then there are other options also. You can just object fit and all, layout fill, and you can just use that. Okay, then these are like lazy load and also other stuff. Okay, so this was all about using Next.js image optimization techniques in Next.js, guys. Okay, yeah, that's it in this part. Hey guys, now we'll see how to use head tag in Next.js. So basically we'll see how to use like write title of the page, meta description and other stuff which you do in normal HTML. Okay, so firstly, this is my index page. You can see normally index is written, and you can see if you go to inspect, head is completely empty. I mean, this is coming from the global, but I want this head tag to add data about this page, or maybe I can build a new page. So I will just say about.js and rfce, and I can just make it h1, and this will be about. Oh, what happened to me, guys? Yeah, now I'll say slash. So you can see these are some meta tags by default given by the Next.js. Okay, now I want to add my own, and there's no title, no this link tag also being given by some like what do you say, Next.js only. So what we can do, we can say import head from next head. Okay, normal. Now here I'll build a components like in React fragment. Okay, now here I'll wrap into a head tag, open close head tag. Firstly I'll say title. Say it's auto completing, showing me about. If I go here, reload, I got the title as about page. I want to put a meta tag which says name equals to about, and content will be like this is about page of company. Okay, normal. Then close meta tag. Come here. If you go here head tag, so meta tag and all those stuff used for SEO, guys, you already know. And you can see it, yeah, we got the name, content, automatically the meta tag in the head. So these are something you can do. Now you want to load some links, so you can just say link and rel equals to icon, and here you can tell where your favicon icon is. So I'll just say it's in public slash favicon dot ico. Okay, so you can see it's some icon is here, I'm using that, and self closing tag. So it's Next.js only. So if I use this image one, I'll just say one.jpg. So it's a normal this image, tree image, you already know. Save it. See, we got this tree image. So you can change the icons also of every page you want. Okay, so this is one page, we are using head tag. So any page you want, in index page or about page, home page, just use this tag. Okay, it will work completely fine. You want to add any external link, that will also fine, no problem. Just put a link here, maybe a bootstrap link. So maybe let me check bs4 bs5 js bs5 cdn. Okay, yeah, bootstrap 5. So we have got this bundle. Okay, it's in the script tag. Okay, let's just put it this only in this head part. Okay, now let's just save it. Cross origin I have to change, I think I just forgot, because it will throw error for cross origin. Oh, where I'm going. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think working, but cross origin I have to change to like non-refer or something like that. Okay, so I think we loaded the bootstrap class. Now to show you, I can just say class name center. Maybe I can use a button, that will work best. I have a normal button, normal. Okay, so we got normal button, and I put a class name button dash primary. Reload. Oh, I think we have to install that and import the css. See, external synchronous scripts are forbidden. So I mean, these are forbidden by the Next.js only, so that we can't do anything. You have to install bootstrap, then it will work. But other than that, you can just load any scripts and all that, it will completely work fine, no problem. Okay guys, so this was it about how to use head tag in Next.js. Hey guys, now we'll see get server side props and afterwards we'll see get static props also. So what is get server side props? So firstly, let me show you. This is my like normal page, index page running, and okay, nothing much, normal. Okay, so let me just remove this. I was just checking a few things. Yeah, so normal home page which is running like a component. Okay, nothing much. Now there's a database which has some data, country, city, age, name. Okay, for the reference I have taken this database. So if I go to localhost 5000, so it will just give me the data ID, name, age, city, country. Okay, so I have just built a normal API in this Express, so it's just giving me the data on an API. So it's like your API. So how do you do the fetching of data? So what you do, normally people they do like they firstly import use state and use effect from React. Okay, normally they import these two things. Then in use effect they make it like once and they just call await, not await, I'll just say get data. Okay, call a function get data. Now here I will create a function constant get data. It will be an async. Okay, everything is normal what you do. Then you say constant response equals to await, you do fetch, and here you give the API http:// localhost port 4000. It's 4000 or 5000, I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, 5000. Okay, 5000. Then constant res equals to response.json. Then I will just print the data. So this is a normal procedure, or you can use like Axios also. So you are doing client side APIs calls. Okay, so now if I just open the website and go to console, you can see I'm getting the data. If I just reload, it's a promise. I think I haven't put await. Yeah, I think I have to put await here also. Yeah, so you can use Axios also. So I'm getting the data like normal procedure, nothing hanky panky. So now what we do, we just put into state constant, I can say user comma set user is equals to use state, and I will make it null. Okay, in the starting it will be null. Then I will just say here set user will get response and the first index, because we are getting the first index. You can see the first index, normal procedure. And here how will I show the name? I will show only the name. Okay guys, for now I will say if user is there, then show user.name, otherwise just give me the loading state. Okay, some use state any. Okay, let it be. User is not defined. User I mean the user is defined. Why it's showing user is not defined? If I just make an empty array, why it's showing user is not defined? I'm inside this home only. Use state, somewhere I'm going wrong. Oh, sorry guys, this function I'm putting in the get data, it should be like the main function and it will be null. Okay, so now if I show you, so see there's a loading coming because in the I'm calling from the client side, the data is not padded present in the starting. And you can see in the network also, every time I'm loading, it's calling the API and we are getting the response. This is a client side rendering. Okay. So suppose you have a big data and it will come and then it will render. Okay. So it will take a little time for the website to load because it will in with the loading state, then it will show the data. So how to make it faster? So for that we use something called get server side props. So server side means the API, this API will be called on the server only and it will just send you the whole data. Okay. So it will be so much faster. So let's just show you how do we do it. We'll say export async. We just put in the page. Okay. Function. And the function name should be get server side props, like get server side props. Okay. So it will be export asynchronous function. If you're calling an API, obviously you'll call an API. That's why you are using function get server side props. The function name should be get server side props. Then here, what you'll do, whatever you are doing here, you just cut it from here. Okay. And paste it here. Now you are calling the API from the server. Now I don't need this data. I don't need use effect also because I'm calling from the server only. So now here I will just do console.log whatever the response I'm getting. Save it. Now every time I load, I will get oh, I have to return also. So for now I'll just return props empty only. Okay. I think it won't take empty. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's taking empty. So currently I'm returning empty. Just forget about this thing. I'm consoling the data. Okay, normal. So if I go to inspect and reload, I can't see the data. If I go to network also, I can't see. Why? Because I'm calling the API on the server side and printing also on the server side. So it'll be like, then how do I see the data? Then go to your console. And here you will get the data because you are calling from the server side. So whatever you print inside get server side props or whatever you do, it will be shown here. Okay. So now if I again reload, if I show you side by side. Yeah. So if I, let me make it, oh guys, this is so embarrassing. Why it's not, yeah. So now if I reload, suppose I'm reloading, Control Shift R. Let me, yeah. This page is so big. Yeah. So if I reload, so it's printing here, but you can't see because it's the same data. So what I'll do, I'll just stop it, do a CLS, and again do a yarn start. Okay. Now if I reload page, okay, successful everything, we got the data. See, again reload, see, again printing. Every time you reload, you will get the data printed here because you are calling on the server side props. Then you'll be like, okay, now how do I send this into my main function? So here you are returning props. Okay. So here I will just say response. Okay. So I will just send this data. You can send multiples also, like response, comma, this, whatever you have. But for now, I'm sending this response only. And to accept in home, just accept as a props because you are returning props only. So I'll just say res. Okay. Now here, directly in the use state, put the res. But we have a res, the first index. Okay. I need the first index. See, now even loading state is not even coming because as the API is being called in the server only, then this sends the data directly here. So you don't have to call the APIs on the client side. Page rendering will be fast and loading state will be slow because loading will never be there. I mean, if you are doing some other stuff, then that's another thing. And you can see so fast. And we have like name I can just print the age also. So if I say comma user dot age. Okay, so I'm getting the age also. So this is what get server side props you can easily use in your maybe wherever you want. And this, if you write the wrong spelling, so function, so I just say prop, not props. See, by default I mean VS Code only showing error, but if you still try to run it, see, you will get an error because name is get server side props. So every time you call the page, it will call the API on from get server side props and get the latest data. Okay, and if you don't do export, then also it won't run. So you have to exactly write like this: export async function. Maybe you can use ES6 function, that's another part, but normally you do like this only. So this was about how to use get server side props on Next.js. Next we'll see how to use get static props. Hey guys, now we have already seen like get server side props. So now we'll go with get static props. So basically this is the API which I'm fetching in server side props as an example. So let me show you this API. What does API does? So this is a quiz API. So you can get a lot of queues. So you can see if you come here the question starts with which time signature is commonly known as, or whatever. So every time I fetch, I will get a different question. See, this time what is the punishment for playing? Okay, so it gives you a minimal of 10 question every time you hit the API. Okay, so this I have done in get server side props, calling the API, fetch, then changing into JSON, then sending as a response, then here setting the result, and here showing the question and the correct answer. That's it. Okay, so if I go here, I have deployed this app. You can see I have deployed. Okay, so it's on Netlify. See, net.netlify.app. So every time I reload, it will just make a new question. Why? Because every time I reload, it will call the API. That's it. So that's get server side props. That's basic. You'll say, okay, we know that. But what happened in get static props, it's just a little difference. Okay, so when in get static props we call the API, it will just call the API once when it will build. Okay, so that's why I have to put in the production. So when you build the app, so it will call the API and save the data. Okay, so how it will be, suppose during build it has got this data. Okay, so this data supposingly it will be here, supposingly like this. Okay, it will be like this, constant, it like this. Okay, it will just pick up the data and save it here, or wherever it says. Okay, it like this only. So at the build time only it will save the data, and the same data will be served again and again. Then you will be like, then why do we need it? Then we can just directly push the data and save it. Obviously you can, but there is a little bit hidden agenda on that also. So firstly, let me show you with get static props. Okay, so currently in build you can see server side props, it's changing every time. Okay, now I'll change this code to get static, sorry guys, get statics props, and I'll open the terminal and let me show you in local firstly this. Okay, so now if I show in local, so in local it will call always the new one. I said fail reason socket hang up, I don't know what happened. Yeah, so this time it will always call the new one. So now you will be saying, you said it will call only once. Yeah, it will call only once when you build the app in the production. So every time you have to deploy, you will build the app. Okay, so when you build, it will call the API and save the data here. Okay, so now how do I see in build? So I will push the data and here it will be deployed automatically. Okay, because I have built the CI/CD pipelines. or I can just save here. I say git branch. Let me check the branch. Okay, it's SSR. Git add dot git commit minus m get static props. Now I will say git push. Okay, yeah. So now if I go to Netlify, it's being deployed. Login. So you can see building. So currently it's building. Okay. So once it will be built, it will be pushed. Okay. I mean, it will be pushed into production. So currently it will serve the SSR one only. You see SSR. It will every time it will change. But when it will be built, it will save the same data it will get during the build. Okay. So let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. I don't think it will take more than 2 minutes because it's just a single page app. You can see just a single page. Now it's uploading. I think it's done. Processing and published. Okay. Now it will change for the first time because this was the SSR. Now if I reload, it will come from the static props. Now if I reload, I will get the same data. See, every time same data, but in SSR I was getting a different data. Okay, so you got this. If you use a SSR, every time it will fetch an API and show you the result. Okay, server side rendering. If you use get static props, it will call the API once only during the build time, and whatever data it collects, it will show you. Now coming to development mode. So in development mode, when you run on localhost 3000 like npm start or yarn start, so get static props will also call the API every time it will load and get server side also. Okay. Now the second question you have maybe why, oh sorry guys, like why do we even need that? We can just call the API and save the data here. So that's basic because maybe you have some items that are coming from a database, maybe category of something. Okay, so category may change into 6 months and 4 months. Then you can just use get static props and again build the item and just push the data. But the second part is that in ISR, so let me show you static props. We have something called let me show you on here only. Yeah, get static props. Yeah. Yeah, revalidate. So what does revalidate means? Revalidate means call this API after every 10 seconds or whatever time you put. You put 1 second, it will call the API and save the data after every 1 second. Okay. So firstly, see the same data is here. Data is not changing. Not changing. Now, if I put a revalidate after the return statement, if I copy it, this revalidate. I will just say revalidate and I will just put before return. I think so. Yeah. Where should I put? It's showing me error. Return this post. Okay, inside props I have to put. Okay, gotcha. So this has to be put inside props. Yeah. Here. Yeah. So now I'm saying call this API after every 10 seconds. So after every 10 seconds, it will call the API and save the data here that can be sent as a data. Okay. So now save it. So now if I show you, currently the same data is here. See in static props in Netlify. Now if I push the new data, git add dot, sorry guys, git commit minus m revalidate git push. Okay. So now after every 10 seconds, it will call the API. Now if I go to this, because I have built a CI/CD pipeline, so it will automatically deploy here. Building. building. I think it won't take more than uh 1 or 2 seconds. Building. So I think you got the stuff between server side props and static props, because that's kind of easy. Let me pause the video till the time it happens. Okay, the site has been published. Now if I reload, first time the data that it got during the build time, it will show up that. Okay, it's published. Why it's taking too much time to load, guys? I think Netlify is down or my net is slow. I think my net is working fine. Yeah, so it's thing is opening. So it doesn't need when you open the page, it will automatically when from the time I have deployed, after every 10 seconds it will just fetch the data. So now if I show you, see same data. So after around 10 seconds it will change. So what was the name of Captain Nemo? It's not changing. I think 10 seconds already happened. Strange. Okay, I think this, let me open here. Why it's not deployed? I think this URL change or what? Yeah, the prefix Sino. Okay, let me wait for 10 seconds. I think the URL change when the new deployment happened, URL changes. So I just forgot, guys. Sorry guys for that. Now if I reload prefix Sino, so we are getting this question prefix Sino. Okay. So I think around after 10 seconds. What guys? Why it's not? It's catching the data or what? Can't believe that. This is the production published one. Published, and this, and everything was done, finished processing. I think revalidation has been put to revalidate 10 seconds. Okay, everything's right. So after every 10 seconds it will revalidate. And now if I it's happening. Let me start a counter. Timer. Stopwatch, or you can say stopwatch. Yeah. So let me start for 10 seconds. Okay, so after 10 seconds I will just again check. I think this should have been changed till now. Till then I mean 8, 9, 10. Okay, I will check again. Why it's not happening? Yeah, so I think every time I have to open that is the deployed one again. Okay, so that's the trick part. So if you reload, then it won't happen. So now after every 10 seconds, see in TV series code. Okay, so basically it works like that. Okay guys, so this was it about like get static props and revalidate and all other stuff. So yeah, that's it in this, guys. Hey guys, now we'll see dynamic import in Next.js and like where you can use that. So suppose you are in the main index page, you can see directly showing index page. Okay, now you do you want to print the window object, so you'll say import use effect, and you'll say use effect, and here you just say console.log window. Okay, normal stuff, and you go to window and you see the console and it will work. Why? Because you said use effect, so when it will render on the client side, it will get the window object and print it. Okay, now suppose you remove this and remove this also, you directly want to print window. Okay, now if you try it, you'll get an error, there is no window, but there is window when we are using use effect. So what's happening? So window, because use effect will runs on the client side when the page is gone onto the client side. Now here on the server side only, it's creating the page. So while creating page, it's calling the window, but there is no browser. Okay, so it can't call window, so it's like error giving, there is no window. Okay, but suppose you are doing some stuff and it requires window object or some set timeout, maybe anything, and you have to write like this only, not in use effect, there are some conditions. Okay, then how do you like overcome that issue? Then we use something called dynamic import. So let me take another component and show in that. So I'll say new file, I'll say dynamic.js. Okay, I'll say rfce. Now here I will say console.log, I'll say dynamic window. Okay, now here if I import dynamic from dynamic, and here I will use it as a what do you call component. Okay, and here also I'm consoling in the function directly window. Again if I run, error. So now I have to import it dynamically. Okay, this component name can anything, I just made it like dynamic. So we have to import in the main page in the dynamic way. So what we'll do, we'll just remove this, we'll say import dynamic from next dynamic, and here we'll say constant dynamic equals to dynamic, and here we'll just say import and the dynamic file. See, now if I save it, it is clearly running fine. Why? Because it's the dynamic is coming after a little bit flicker because it's importing on the front end side. See, so this is what we call dynamic import. Okay, now if you don't want to use this, just want to import and maybe you do some stuff and something like that, I don't know. So if you do like that also, no problem. Okay, currently no problem. Okay, so and this is a async call, so you can just say .then also. Or maybe you can just wrap this up in a function, maybe this. So what you'll do, you'll say, or maybe just .then only, I'll say .then res equals to console.log res. So I will just use into constant dynamic equals to, and here I will say dynamic like this. See, so it's see consoling. So it can be used a lot of where maybe some component which is very heavy, maybe which is a very heavy component, and which a user may use or may not use. Maybe there's some button which opens a tab and the user may open the tab or may not. So if you are by default importing that, so it will make your site heavy, so you will just make it dynamic, call a function. So from that function you can just call this import. Okay, So this is what is dynamic import in what do you call Next.js, guys. Hey guys, now we'll see router in Next.js, a lot of functions which we can use in router. So currently I'm on the index page, like normal page, and you can see there are no pages. So to use router we need at least okay, we'll see afterwards. So firstly, let me just import dot use router from next router. Okay, now suppose you we'll do one thing. We'll just make a instance of this router that you have to always do use router. Okay, like this, use router function, and put in a constant variable which is called router. Then I want to reload the page, so I'll put a button, I'll say reload. Okay, then on click, what I'll do, I'll just say router dot reload. Okay, so if you want to reload, you can just make it from here. See, it will reload the page. Suppose you want to go to back, maybe you came from somewhere, now you want to back, so we say button back. It's like browser back button. Okay, same as browser back button. Router dot back. So these are some basic command. I mean, if you look for the command, there may be 100 and all. So it reloads and this goes back. See, now I go forward. Okay, so you can go back also. I don't know there's for the forward one or not. Let me check. Oh, there is no forward, only back. Yeah. Now you want to go to next page. So basically, if you want to go to next page, then you should use like a link. Okay, never use like a router, because it doesn't prefetch your pages data and not good for SEO also. Okay, but for the time I'm showing you, and maybe I'll create a new file which is called home.js. I'll just do rfce. Yeah, I want to go to this page, so what I'll do, I'll say button home page. Now I'll just say on click, sorry guys, router dot push, and here we'll just push the URL. I'll say /home. I want to go to /home. Save it and go to home page, and it will take me to home page. See, so simple it is. I'm in the home page. Now I will just make it h1 for better. I want to send some queries also when going to that page. So what I'll do, I'll just say question mark id equals to 2. Okay, if I go back and go to home page, I'm getting that normal. Now how do I show this id here? Maybe we want to use, so in home page also we'll say import use router from next /router, then use state from react, then constant router equals to use router. Okay, now we'll take use effect to get the id, because it should only runs one. So I'll say use effect. So what we can do, we can say console.log router.query. Okay, so I'm getting the query from the router. Save it. Now if I reload, see, I'm getting empty queries. You can see there is the query, but it's coming empty. Why so? Because your router is not ready yet, but the page hasn't loaded. So you'll be like, okay, then how come you know that? So before that, if you console.log, we have a property called router.isReady. Okay, is router ready? So now if we go see false, we are getting false. Router is not ready because page get loaded, but the router is not ready. a lot of time happens. So how do we can overcome that? Okay, so what we can do, we can say whenever router.ready changes, okay, so after the your use effect runs, so quickly it just router is ready. Okay, so we can say whenever router is ready changes, just print this stuff. Okay, now if I go here, okay, sorry, it's not a function. See, firstly it false there, then it changed to true, and we got the ID. See, but how do we do that? Because maybe we have some complex function here written, and router was not ready and it ran maybe through unnecessary error. Then we have to handle that. So for that, what we can do, we can say if not router dot is ready, if router is not ready, just return. Okay, that's it, just return. If ready, it will come here and print, otherwise it will return. See, false, when came to true, it just print, because it does it quickly but takes after use effect has been ran. Now here we can just get the ID. We'll say constant ID equals to router.query, and then we'll say, sorry guys, set ID. Okay, we haven't made any constant ID comma set ID is equals to use state. So I'm making I capital because ID is already coming small I. So I'll say set ID, then I'll use this ID, and in home I'll just say ID. Okay, everything looks so simple. Let me give some spaces. Why it's coming like this? Okay, so it's like Next.js stuff showing up. Okay, see, now if you make it to 5 coming. Okay, so now suppose you want to go to home page, but you don't want to but like you want some custom stuff. Okay, so we'll say on click. So I'll call a function which will be called navigate. Okay, so now here I build a function constant navigate. Now here I will say router dot push. Okay, now here you can just do like this, that also it will work. Now I want to make it very simple. I'll just say router dot push. What was that? I just forgot. Path name, then path name will be like slash home, then we have a query. I have to put a comma, I think. Query, it will be like ID 25. So you can just do like this also. Okay, having a path name then query in a different object. Now if I go back, yeah, so this is also a home page. If I click, so we got with ID 25. So that can also be done, guys. Okay, now there is something called prefetch to make your page render fast. So here we can say take use effect, import use effect from React. So prefetch is mostly used if you are not using link. So okay, if you are using link, so what it will do, it will prefetch the page. So here we have this page, so it will prefetch the page and keep it ready. So whenever you click, it displays instantly. But when you are using link, it will by default do. Okay, you don't have to do. So we'll say use effect, and here we can just say router dot prefetch and the page name slash home. So here you won't see much difference, but when you'll use like, I mean, a bigger website, then you'll see how fast it is. Still it is fast, I mean, but it's a single page, yeah, so you can't see much. So these are some functions you can possibly use. And there's one thing more, like router dot replace. So suppose you want to change here like query params or something, so here you can just say button change query maybe. So you can just say on click router dot replace, and it's slash home only, but now I'll put a id equals to sorry, it's base only, but with id equals to edit. Okay, so now change query. See, that also you can do. Okay, so if you want to put any data, you can do that. Okay, so that's it in this guys Next.js tutorial.